Hey everyone, it's Emily, and today we are building the first house that I built in 2019, which is pretty cool. Happy New Year, friends. First video of the year, yay, fun times. I haven't done a voiceover in like a month, so we'll see how this goes. It'll probably be fine. It's going to be fine. Everything is fine. But anyway, this house has 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, and yeah, it's just a nice, clean, mostly neutral colored house. I just wanted to build something like fresh for the New Year's. I felt like that went really well with kind of what I've been feeling lately, time of year, stuff like that. In the new year, you can expect to see about 2 videos a week from me. I don't keep to a super strict schedule. I haven't ever really. I kind of have like a goal for myself in my head, but I don't really have like a publicized schedule of what days I post. I do tend to follow a routine or a pattern, which some of you may have noticed if you keep up with that kind of stuff, but I don't ever really say it because there are just some weeks where it's not going to happen. So my plan for this year is to keep everything very manageable for myself because I like this to be a fun project that I do in my free time, and when it gets to be too much and becomes a source of stress, that's when it's not fun anymore. So my goal for this year is to just, you know, have fun with the channel. And oh my god, I feel so much like I'm just sitting in a room talking to myself. Like usually when I sit down and do these, I'm like, I'm talking to you guys. It's not a conversation, but you know, like I feel like people are gonna watch it, but for some reason in my head I'm like, I'm just sitting here by myself in my room talking to myself, and I haven't felt like that in a really long time because I'm relatively used to doing these, but I guess I'm not anymore. I don't know, this is a strange experience. But anyway, I'm thinking like 2 builds a week, but the only reason that it would be 1 is if I'm super busy, have a deadline for school coming up, or I built something really big. So that's kind of like the reasons why I'm thinking I would only post once a week. I'm also thinking of doing some things other than speed builds, but I'm not totally sure on that yet. I have some ideas, but I just don't know how to execute them because I'm so used to just doing speed builds, so we'll see what happens with that. I'm always open to build suggestions or other types of video suggestions or build challenges. That's something that I was kind of thinking about doing, is like more build challenges, because there's a few that used to be super popular, but like I don't know if the time has passed for them. So you guys will have to let me know. Things like solid color build challenge. I've done a 10-minute build challenge before, but I would be up for doing one again. I've also done like the 10K build challenge, so different like budget-based things or color-based things or like limited pack things. Let me know what you guys want to see this year because I am up for all the suggestions. Also, something that I should probably mention is the progress on the save file, and I didn't really ever have a plan of when I was going to finish it just because I have no idea how long it's going to take to do everything, but I have even less of a plan now because basically another thing going along with the not wanting to stress myself out with YouTube and stuff is that I don't want to stress myself out over this save file, and I don't want to force myself to finish it by a certain time and have it not be good because I rushed it at the end. So I'm thinking that I don't know when it'll be. So we're just gonna kind of play it by ear. I'll probably try to keep one of my videos every week, something for the save file, and I'm thinking about working on Oasis Springs next because I really like mid-century modern houses right now, especially with all the Get Famous stuff. Right before Christmas wintry time things, even though it's still winter, but you know, before Christmas time, I was building a lot of mid-century modern stuff and I really loved doing that, but then I felt like, oh, it's Christmas time and like holiday season, I should be building holiday things, and I wasn't in the Christmas spirit like at all. I was in the Christmas spirit very much so in November, and then I kind of lost it once December hit. I don't know what happened, I don't know why it worked out that way, but that's just how it was. So I didn't build anything Christmassy in November because I was like, oh, it's too early, people are gonna be like, no, Emily, stop. So I decided to not. And then by the time it was actually appropriate to be building things like that, I just wasn't in the mood, but I built them anyway. And I feel like that probably showed in like the quality of the videos. Like, I'm still happy with what I came up with, but I think they would have been a lot better if I had been fully in the Christmas spirit. So anyway, I want to get back to some mid-century modern stuff and fill up Oasis Springs with that type of home. And that's kind of my only plan for the save file right now. I might be doing some community lot builds on stream, which, speaking of stream, I have a new stream schedule. So if you want to keep up with me on Twitch, I'll be streaming later today, actually, at, I almost said my old time. I stream at 6 p.m. now on Wednesday and Thursday, Eastern time. And then I stream at 3 p.m. on Sundays. So that is the new schedule. If you want to get updates when I go live, make sure to follow me on Twitch. I always tweet when I'm live, and if you join the Discord, then I also always post there when I go live. So lots of different ways in case one of them doesn't work, because Twitch is weird about notifications sometimes. I don't know why. That's the only thing that I don't like about Twitch, is that sometimes it doesn't send out notifications when people go live. I've experienced that, and I know that friends have experienced that, and I've experienced it like as the streamer and trying to watch someone. Like, I just haven't gotten a notification when they've streamed, even though it says that I have notifications enabled, or it did at one point. So I don't know how all of that works or why that happens, but you know, lots of ways to see when I'm live. But anyway, I'm also thinking about starting a new challenge or like a new family to play with on stream, because I really like the Family Dynamics challenge. That's what I've been playing the most of, but I don't know, I feel like I'm in a weird in-between spot with that family, and I'm not like losing motivation to play them, but I'm kind of losing interest in where I'm at right now, and I don't enjoy playing it as much because of it. So I really want to start something new and like make a new sim, and maybe even download some new CC for them. So I'm thinking about like a random legacy challenge, or there's like a lunar zodiac challenge that Coffee made, and Coffee's another Sims YouTuber streamer. She does lots of things, but I don't know, I like astrology stuff. So I thought that might be fun, but I don't really know how that works. So if you guys have ever played that or looked into it, let me know what you think about it and if you like playing it, because I am thinking about starting it, but like I said, I haven't really looked into it completely, so I would like to hear from someone who's actually played it before. Also, what else? What else is going on? Oh, this house. So this house, I built the whole outside just because I was thinking like, oh, fresh, clean house, new year, new me type deal. But then I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna furnish this. Like, I wanted to keep it really neutral, but I want it to be a family home, so I had no idea for what type of family I was building this for, since I was just building to build. And then my friend Mariah, Standing Simmer, she was telling me that she has a family that she's playing with, and she was like, oh, I need to build them a new house, but I'm not in the mood to build, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, oh, well, I am building this house, so what do you want it to look like? So she ended up telling me about her family situation, or like family structure that she's playing with in the game, and then I ended up, you know, furnishing it for them. So I basically did the whole first floor like on my own, and then when it came to the bedrooms and a couple other things in the house, that's where I took inspiration from her family. So the family that she is playing with is two parents. One of them is in the kind of like YouTuber self-employed type career, but they're gonna retire soon. So I only put a normal computer in this house. I didn't put the video recording desk. And then the other sim is a comedian, and I don't know, I don't like having microphones in the house. It looks weird to me, so I didn't put one of those in. But they can practice their comedy other ways. They can get on the computer and write jokes. They'll be fine. Then they have two daughters that are both teenagers. They just aged up, so they don't have like a super huge backstory or anything, but one of them is more edgy and is a serial romantic. That's their aspiration. And then the other one is kind of like a nerd, and I think she said brainiac was her word, but I'm gonna say nerd. And they're more into like animals and stuff. So I think they have like the animal affection aspiration. That's probably not what it's called, but you know what I mean. If you have cats and dogs, you know what I mean. So I put lots of little like pet things, and they also have a dog, so I put a dog bed in that teenager's room because I figured that the dog would be hanging out with them a lot because they love animals. Also, oh yeah, I put a hamster in their room as well because, you know, animal lover, gotta have a little pet friend in the room. And then the family also has a baby on the way and they don't know the gender yet. The baby hasn't been born, so I put a nursery in, and it's pretty big, so it can easily be converted into a toddler room, a kid's room, and then eventually a teenage room. Like it's big enough for all the life stages. The sim would have plenty of room. I just smacked my desk. Well, I just kind of put my hand down, but my ring smacked the desk. So sorry about that. I don't think it hurt your ears. Maybe it did. Now that I'm looking at my little voice thing, it looks like there was a spike at one point, so that was probably my ring. Oops, I'm very sorry. But anyway, today's my first day of class. I'm recording this on Monday, so I have class later. I don't know what it's gonna be like. I've never had this professor before. She seems interesting, so we'll see how that goes. I looked her up and she wrote a book that is, the name of it and everything is very intriguing. So we'll see how this goes. And then tomorrow I have most of my classes. I only have one class on Mondays and Wednesdays, so I'm just kind of like chilling today. I've had a pretty good day. I feel like I've gotten everything done that I wanted to get done in the morning for the most part. I've started doing this new system of kind of a to-do list. Like, I have a really long to-do list that I keep in a notebook that's just all of the things that need to get done at some point, like, you know, vacuuming my apartment and cleaning the counters and making food for the week and like different, you know, things that don't have to get done by a certain time, but they just have to get done in general. And then even some things that do have to get done by a certain time, but they're just kind of like a list of all the tasks. And then I've started keeping a sticky note on my desk that has the top 3 things that I want to do for the whole day. So those are like the more urgent things, or if I don't have 3 urgent things, it's just like another thing that I would really like to work into my day somewhere. So like today, since I don't really have class assignments, I had a work task that I needed to do that has to be done by tonight. I have like a staff meeting later, so I want to make sure that I get that done before then. And then I wanted to edit and voice over this video, so that's like my other thing. That was a more like, I'd like to have done that today versus putting it off until tomorrow. And then I didn't really have anything else that was time sensitive, so I just decided to add a read because I got a book. I'm reading Big Magic right now. It's by, I think Elizabeth Gilbert is the author. I don't want to go get it, but she wrote Eat, Pray, Love, so I know her first name is Elizabeth, but I can't remember her last name, so, you know, if you want to figure out what the book is, then there's your information. Author of Eat, Pray, Love. The book is called Big Magic. It's good. I like it. But I wanted to make time to read that because the past few days I haven't had much time. I had to come back to my apartment early for the semester for work stuff, so I've just kind of been here hanging out, and I had training for 2 days, and then yesterday it was the first day that I didn't have training since being back, so I kind of had the day to myself, but I also had other things that needed to get done. And what did I even do yesterday? I don't know. I'm also trying to be more present in the moment of whatever I'm doing. So like right now I'm recording this voiceover, so I mean, I'm thinking of things to say, but I'm trying to not to, you know, just think about what I have in the future. I feel like a lot of times in these videos I just talk about what I'm doing for the day or like what I have coming up, and that's just because that's what's on my mind so much. But my goal is to focus more on what's going on right now. I feel like this is the weirdest voiceover. I don't know what I'm saying. We'll get better. We'll get back into the swing of things. In like a week we'll be fine. Right? Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, yeah, being more mindful is kind of like my goal of the year. I didn't really set New Year's resolutions, but I came up with this thing. Well, I didn't really come up with it. I found it online. But I'm basically using a Google form. Like, I made my own little form in Google Drive, and it has different questions like, what day is it? When did you wake up this morning? Stuff like that, like things that I want to keep track of, kind of like a habit tracker for a bullet journal, but it's more of like a Google form. It is a Google form. It's not more like a Google form, that's just what it is. But I kind of took, because I've tried to do habit trackers and bullet journals and stuff in the past, and I just don't keep up with it. I I really like the aspect of, you know, sitting down and having your planning time and you make your spread every week and stuff, but at the same time, I don't always have time for that. So then I end up just not keeping track of anything. I end up not doing the things I wanted to do. So I decided that I'm gonna make it a Google form because I saw this whole article about how to do it and how to set it up and some ideas for different questions. But I kind of I have one question that's like, what did you do today? And then I have the response as it's just a bunch of check boxes, so you can check off as many or as few things as you did that day. Ooh, I probably should have silenced my phone, but I'm also waiting for an important work-related message, so oh well. But you just like check off what you've done for the day, and then it just records it and it compiles everything, and then if you ever want to go back and look back at it, you can look at it in like a spreadsheet, and I think that's pretty cool. So I just have things like posting a YouTube video, streaming, like running, you know, just different good things. Okay, phone needs to turn off now. But anyway, yeah, that's how I'm keeping track of things. They're kind of like goals, but they're also things that I've done before, and I've like already successfully implemented these things into my schedule in the past, so I wouldn't really call them New Year's resolutions, but they're just kind of like new semester things that I want to make habits, if that makes sense. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I think it'll be pretty cool because the whole reason I decided to do it is for the data aspect of it, which I really like. I like having kind of a place where I can see everything over time, that it just generates it for me. I don't really have to do any work to, you know, like a bullet journal, you have to do your whole spread and then you have to fill in the boxes every day. And then if you wanted to, you'd have to like make it into a graph yourself and draw it all by hand. But because it's all in Google, they take it and you can make it into a spreadsheet, but you can also turn the spreadsheet into different graphs for different things. And I really like that because I'm also doing a few things where I have some questions about like my mood for the day. Oh my god, I don't know if you guys heard that, but someone, I don't know if they're next door to me or like down the hall, but they just screamed. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, I like it because I can kind of also filter things by my mood for the day, and I can see if like when I'm in certain moods, if that correlates to how much I get done for the day, or maybe it doesn't matter. Like maybe I'm still able to get as much done when I'm not in the best mood. So I don't know, I think that'll be interesting. And I want to see if it matters if I get up early, if that plays a role in how much I get done for the day. So that's another one that I'm interested to see. And I feel like I had another question that I added to it that will be kind of cool. Oh, I have one that is about kind of like where I was for most of the day, like whether I was in my apartment or if I was at home, because if I'm looking at when I get the most things done, or if I'm trying to see like actual habits, I'm probably gonna filter out the days when I was at home, but I still want to fill it out every day just so I'm, you know, in the habit of filling out my habit thing. I don't know. What are you guys doing for the new year? What are your plans? Do you have resolutions? Do you not believe in resolutions? I don't know. I kind of have mixed feelings because I feel like they can be good, but I feel like they can also be bad if you, I don't know, if it gets to the point where you're stressing yourself out over the positive changes you want to make in your life, I feel like that's when you need to take a step back. So that's my philosophy for the new year. I hope you guys enjoyed this build. I did not show the exterior landscaping too much because I forgot to record it. Welcome to the new year. New year, new me, new videos, forgetting to record parts. It's fine. But I hope you guys are having a great day. Once again, I'll be streaming later today, and that's all I've got. I love you guys. Bye!